Let's see if we are live. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Are we live here? Let's see. Yes, we are. Thanks for joining. Okay, I got my live chat here. We are here at Hogue Health out in Foothill Ranch, California. My name is Mona Cabrera and I'm the registered dietitian of the program here. So welcome and thank you if this is your first time looking at our channel. We do have the little bell below if you want to hit that button. That is the subscription button. That way you'll get notifications when we're coming on live. You won't miss a thing here. There's fun things in this room almost every day. From Mindfulness Mondays with Ali at noon. He also holds yoga on Thursday at noon. And Rebecca does some amazing exercise classes in the morning at 9 a.m. And those are from strength and stability to more of an upbeat HIIT workout and also a stretching class on another day. So check that out. Our playlist is titled Healthy Lifestyle. So if you want to look at that, we have over 100 videos on there. Wednesdays, I do an easy cooking demonstration here at 2 o'clock. And you won't want to miss tomorrow because it's very easy. I keep all the recipes healthy and easy because we're all busy and we just want to get some healthy meals on the table, right? So that's on Wednesday at 2 o'clock. And then every other Tuesday, I'll do a nutrition topic. So today we are talking about protein powders and how to shop for them. It seems like the rows in the grocery aisles are just getting filled with more and more brands out there or Amazon, and you may be confused on what to shop for if you are trying to maybe supplement your diet with a protein powder, and we'll talk about that today. If you have any questions, put them in the live chat and I will be able to see them here. Okay. And if you're ever in Foothill Ranch and you want to see our facility, please come in and we will give you a tour. It's a beautiful facility and we have everything from internal medicine to pediatrics to radiology and quest, and it's all here in one building. So, and our lifestyle program, we'd love to show you that here, and we're all working on our health goals, and sometimes getting in enough protein is difficult for some, and so I wanted to talk about protein powders that are used to supplement, and for many different reasons. Somebody may be supplementing because they're a vegan and a vegetarian, or they have food allergies or food sensitivities, so they're just not getting in enough protein, or they've post-surgery and their protein needs have increased, or maybe postpartum. So many reasons. Maybe they have a health condition where they need an increased protein amount, or they're trying to build muscle mass. So lots of reasons why our protein needs would increase. And so having a protein powder that you like and enjoy is one way to add in more protein without the bulk of having to eat more food. So there's protein powders on the shelf, from a vegan powder to a whey flavored powder to something that's natural sweetened to something that might have sweeteners in it to something that's gritty or soft. There's so many protein powders out there, right? It's pretty complicated. So I want to talk about a few things that will help you narrow down a protein powder that you may like and what you can look for on that label. So first of all, do we need a protein powder? Not necessarily, right? We can get our protein needs from food, for sure. And I do encourage that, to get our protein needs from natural, just food. But like I said, there are certain instances where you may want to supplement, and that's why we're talking today. So what I encourage first is, when you look at a protein powder, you can decide if you're going to go whey-based or you're going to go more of a plant-based protein. So obviously, if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you're going to go for your plant-based options. And when you're looking at the label, the ingredient list, the simpler the better, okay? So you're gonna get less fillers, less sweeteners, less binders if you're going simple ingredients. So you can look at your ingredients, see what's in this product. And if we're using it for a protein powder, we want it just to be mostly protein. So what I mean by that is a low carb amount. So lots of protein powders out there do have a good amount of carbohydrates in them, but if you're just looking for a protein source, you want to keep the carbohydrates low. So for example, let's say you were going to go whey-based. So whey comes from milk. The milk has been curdled and strained and formed into a powder, and so then we get the whey. Whey will come in 3 different ways. So you may see a whey isolate, whey concentrate, whey hydrolyzed, and that says it in the ingredients. So the difference between these is the whey isolate has been filtered and trace minerals, contaminants have been removed, so it's more of a pure protein. You have a whey concentrate, and that's a protein powder that's a lower nutritional value but more affordable. And then you have the whey hydrolyzed. It's been processed so it's more absorbable, easier to digest, but a little bit more expensive. So there's those types of whey. So whey is a dairy byproduct, so it can cause bloating for those because of the lactose content. So you might want to try the hydrolyzed whey. It's a little bit more digestible, or you would go plant-based. Okay. You also want to look on the ingredients. You may be sensitive to an artificial sugar, sugar alcohol, a sweetener. So you want to see how they've sweetened this protein powder, if it's sweetened. There's a lot of whey powders out there that are flavorless and that have no flavor, and those have no sweeteners. And so you would see that on the ingredient label. So some sugar alcohols do cause bloating for some individuals, so you do want to look out for those if you know you're sensitive. Let's see, for our plant-based proteins, so let's say you're trying to go more plant-based, or you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can go more you can choose a plant-based protein, and those are going to contain a combination of, for example, brown rice, pea protein, hemp protein. So those are combined so you can get all the essential amino acids. So, and those again taste different than a whey. Whey is more of a chalky taste. Pea and hemp and all the plant-based have a slightly different taste. So again, sometimes we have to try different brands to find the one that we like, but it's also looking at the ingredients to make sure it doesn't have a sweetener that you know that you were just sensitive to. So if sugar alcohols, like sorbitol, makes you bloated, then you would avoid those products that have sugar alcohols. So it's very important to read those ingredients. So those are the main things that you want to look at when you're trying to buy a protein powder. Keep it really simple. The ingredient list, the less the better. And then check for the sugar sweeteners, artificial sweeteners, to see what they've sweetened it with, if it is sweetened. And if it's a plant-based protein, you want to look at that nutrient label, nutrition facts label, to look at the carbohydrates. If you're looking just for a protein source, you want to see how many carbohydrates are in that product, keeping the carbohydrate lower. because if you're looking just for protein, you want to keep that carbs lower. So for example, if you were going to make a protein smoothie in the morning and you're adding in your fruit would be your carbohydrates, so you wouldn't necessarily want more carbs. For example, if you were keeping your carb intake low, you just wanted carbs from fruit, not from your protein powder, you would want a protein powder that was just protein. But it just all depends on your needs, what you need as an individual. So definitely want to read that nutrition facts to see what you're getting. So how can we use our protein powder once we found this protein powder and we're trying to get in a little bit more protein in our diet? There's so many ways to use protein powders, and you can even now cook and bake with protein powders. For example, in an oatmeal bake, you can throw them in pancakes and waffles, and also in chia puddings, overnight oats. You can throw them in different recipes like that, or even bake and cook with it, and you would increase your protein versus, like, let's say you typically make pancakes, more carb based. If you throw in a protein powder in there, you would have a higher protein pancake, for example. So other ways to use it, a lot of people use it as a creamer in their coffee in the morning. A lot of collagen powders are also used for coffee because they do mix in very well, but also some protein powders do as well. Some people make a protein shake in the morning for a breakfast or a post-workout or for a snack. Throw it in a fruit smoothie. Some people throw it in their oatmeal bowls, in a bowl of Greek yogurt, and they're looking to add in more protein. Others will use it in a cottage cheese bowl, throwing in a little bit more protein there to up their protein intake. So there's ways that you can hide this protein powder in a lot of everyday snacks and dishes to increase the protein in your diet. And it is used frequently at breakfast because that's the meal that a lot of people struggle with to get in enough protein. Usually it's more carbohydrate based, but if they use something easy and convenient like a protein powder, it's easier to increase our protein in our breakfast. So let's say it's just a protein shake for breakfast. You typically don't have anything and you feel like something to drink would be the easiest for you. Blending up protein powder, your milk of choice, a little bit of fruit, a little bit of vegetables, blend it up, maybe throw some chia seeds in there for extra fiber and omega-3s, and there's a high protein shake for you. So it's used in so many different ways, but the key is just to find that one protein powder that you really enjoy. And there's lots of brands out there, and a lot of brands have like different flavors, from cupcake flavor to peanut butter to all kinds of flavors. But if you prefer one with no flavor, then you can add it to a lot of foods without changing the flavor of your food. So, like for example, I use one in my pancakes at home and it has no flavor. So when I add it into the pancakes, you don't taste any of that sweetener that's in them usually. No flavor, no vanilla flavor, for example. So it's just a powder with no taste. So it's very versatile, and you can use it in many different ways. So that is really what you need to know to purchase a protein powder out there. Really recommend looking at that nutritional facts, and there's so many supplements out there that it's really important to buy quality ones. So what do I mean by quality? The supplements out there are not regulated by the FDA. So it's really important that you look at the label and make sure you're buying a brand that has gone through a third-party certification, and they will have a stamp on the label there that's NSF is one of the third-party regulating companies. So you can look out for that. And there's a few others, but that's one of the major ones. So if you look at any of your supplements, whether it's vitamins that you take or a protein powder, if it has an NSF third-party certification, then you know that it's gone through this testing and it's been certified that what's in this one scoop of powder is what the label says, okay? And that's what you're getting. because if we're going to spend money on a supplement, we want to make sure we're getting what we think we're getting, right? So it's definitely important to check that it's third-party certified. Okay, so that is about it on our protein powders, whey versus plant-based, and how to use them if you're going to use them. It's a convenient food that definitely can be used in so many different ways and helps us get in more protein, but I will always recommend whole foods first and supplements second. So if you have any questions, I'm going to open it up now, and I can see the live chat box if you want to put it in there. Okay. Good question about Ensure. So Ensure is a meal replacement supplement, and lots of vitamins and minerals and protein and carbohydrates and fat. And your question is, your doctor recommended it for your dad. I can't remember the exact nutritional content in Ensure, but it does have a good amount of protein. And if somebody is not eating or skipping meals and is trying to increase their calorie intake, usually drinking a drink like Ensure is beneficial. But I can't give individualized information because I don't know your dad, but if your doctor recommended it, it's a great shake that you can just buy at the store. It's very convenient, and if your dad will drink it, that's great. Get a little bit more calories and protein for sure. So there's a question about animal protein with plant protein powders. You don't have to replace animal powder to plant-based powder, but in a typical diet, the question's not really worded to where I can really answer it, but in plant-based protein, for example, like tofu or edamame beans, lentils, they are excellent protein sources with a lot of compounds that help fight chronic diseases, a lot of fiber, can add a lot of nutrition to our meals, especially if someone's eating a diet very high in animal products. So red meat, high in saturated fat. So if we're having a diet high in red meat with saturated fat, it would be beneficial to pull out some of that red meat and saturated fat and add in more plant-based protein sources. There's a question about soy milk powder is better than whey. Not necessarily, okay? If you like whey and you like milk products and you can tolerate it, I say go for it. Soy products are beneficial as well for our health, but soy can be edamame beans, soy milk, tofu, lots of sources. I would use whole foods over soy powder if you're concerned about that. And a question about milk protein whey causing breast cancer. I have never seen a study showing that, so I would say no to that. I've never heard that before. One protein is not going to cause cancer. Good questions, thank you. Anything else? No other questions? That was great. So if you feel like you're short on protein and you want to supplement with a protein powder, hopefully you can use this information so you're more educated when you go to the grocery store to pick one out for you. And also teenagers can use protein powders, and especially if they're a picky teenager and not eating enough protein, or they have, you know, food allergies and food sensitivities. Okay, I'm gonna thank you all for joining. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. If there's any video that you really liked and enjoyed, hit the save button so you can go back and share it with friends and family and keep it for a reference for yourself. I'll be back tomorrow. And like I said, it's gonna be an easy 5-ingredient lunch. Not a lot of cooking at all. It's gonna be ingredients that you can pick up at the grocery store and create a healthy lunch, so you don't have to do any thinking about when it comes to lunchtime. So it's gonna make your decisions during the day so much easier when you don't have to decide and you just have an easy lunch. So that's the goal for tomorrow's cooking demonstration, keeping it really easy. Okay, I want to thank you guys all for joining today live and taking some time out of your Tuesday. And I will see you guys tomorrow if there's no other questions. Okay, thank you and have a great day.